just in India, in most parts of the world, government has stepped in and they are helping entrepreneurs. I don't know how many of you have read Nirmala Sitharaman's investment which she has done into her concessions which she has given to different people for migrants, for different kinds of businesses across India. And the reason she did this is because she wants these businesses not to close down because of a disease. So what the government has done is government took the initiative of funding many businesses in India during these times of crisis. I must have spoken to you about moratorium on loans. All loans in India have been postponed for 3 months. So what has happened is including the tax filing. Okay, tax filing has been extended till November. So what has happened is if this was not given by the government, a lot of companies would have shut shop and left the country. Okay, because there is no initiative to run a business. This is not any human's activity. This is a maybe you can say it's an act of God. You can say it's an act of nature. Whatever you look at it, businesses are affected. So what happens is to help businesses survive, government had to be ethical here. Government had to step in, say we are not going to file criminal cases against businesses. We are not going to allow businesses to not pay salaries. Then the government tried to help businesses by giving them tax concessions, by giving them interest-free loans, and the whole package has come up to something like 20,000 crores. So I don't want to speak about other countries, but India is one of the countries where fiscal deficit, I think you must have studied in economics, fiscal deficit is going to increase this year. Right? Why is it going to increase is because there is going to be a lot of expenditure from the government to help businesses. Otherwise, businesses will be unethical. Sometimes people become unethical. Why? Because their circumstances are like this. I'm not trying to support unethical businesses, but some businesses become unethical because their times are like this. And that's when the Indian government stepped in to help entrepreneurs in the last 1 week. And another thing I need to tell you is I need to tell you about patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Now, patents, as I said in the last classes, it's only for drugs. It's only for medicines. It's only for scientific discoveries. Okay. As I said about Apple phone, the new version of 2020, which is going to release in September. Okay. What happens with Apple phone is Apple, they are going to launch their phone in a new manner next year. So what Apple is going to do in September is their phone, nobody can peep into their phones other than the user of the phone. So if the phone belongs to me, I can only see what is on the screen. If somebody else is standing behind me, the screen will lock itself. I must have told you this example in the last class. So Apple has taken patent for this. Otherwise, what will happen is Samsung might do this. And I got a warning just now from Zoom. My class is going to finish. And as I said, some of you did not read the timing change which I announced. And from henceforth, I'll try to have my classes early because usually we give this lunch break. But what happens is nowadays you don't need a lunch break. And because of as most of you are fasting, and another thing is because of this weather patterns, I have signal issues in the afternoons. So I'll try to prepone your classes as much as possible and try to teach you the topics before the time. We start at 2:10. Yeah. Yeah, because see, as I said, 2:30 onwards, see the signal keeps coming down, and you will get my voice as having breaking patterns. It's very difficult to explain to those people who have not seen this weather pattern in places which are close to the equator. So what happens in the afternoon is uh, my house is situated near a hilly place, and signals go down in the afternoons because of heavy rain and cyclones and all those things. Okay, so this is the issue. But copyrights is what I've been talking about. No, I've been talking about patents. What's a copyright? Copyright, as I told, is the permission which is given for book publishers, is a permission given for audio, music, CDs. It pertains to a certain industry. So copyrights, you must have seen when you watch a video, copyrights are given. And books you might have seen in your last semester textbook or any college textbook or school textbook, copyrights are given. So what happens is there are publishers, and let's say last year most of you, I remember, was studied from scanner, most of you studied from textbooks. And what happens to all these things is these things have copyrights. So if tomorrow I want to publish a textbook, I can publish it, but I cannot copy and publish what another person has done. Okay, it doesn't come as a patent, though the idea looks very similar. It's not a patent, it's a copyright. And for books, usually you have copyrights. Okay, you'll see the bracket small c given at the beginning of any book. Even holy books have copyrights. If you look at all the religious books, okay, there are in the first two pages there are copyrights symbols given in these books. And trademarks are for business licenses. So let's say I start a business. I cannot start a business which doesn't have a trademark, which is not registered with the government departments. And my name, which I have started for my business, cannot be taken over by somebody else, like our college name. It cannot, nobody else can start a business next year with that same name as long as this college exists. So that's the problem with names. You have complete authority over your trademarks. Now, maybe a person can start in another country, but not in India, okay, with this name. So that's the problem with this. And another thing I need to tell you is about corporate citizenship. Now, corporate citizenship is very similar to CSR. You must have learned in accounts, you must have learned in some other subjects about corporate social responsibility. And businesses are considered to be good businesses if they take care or give a portion of their profits to the poor people. Nowadays, you have a lot of people talking about donating ventilators. Okay, that's a good activity which most companies are doing these days, and they are benefiting out of this. So that's about your chapter, ethics and entrepreneurship. And as I said about seminar, I'll give you more details in the group, and myself and Dr. Jerry will be there. And see, as I said, I'm not forcing anybody to take part in the webinar, but what sir has said is you should participate and you should give your names. People are not interested, no problem, but your marks will be like that based on this. And as I said, even now there are some people who have not given the assignments. It, even that, I don't know why that attitude is there in some people, but as I said, this time, because of the general mood, uh, we cannot be very strict with you people, but we will try to see why some are not doing. As MBA students, you should develop skills. You should develop skills in writing, reading, speaking, and these skills, as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to focus much on this, but you are youngsters and you should focus on improving your communication skills in these things. Okay, I'm running out of time. Anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions? Salim, yeah.